download. April 28th? Wait, no, 29th. Yes, April 29th. Well, good start to the day. Glad I know what day it is. Been processing so much and learning so much with all of the changes and the energy coming through. It's been intense because when you feel great power and you feel conviction and you feel clarity all of a sudden for the first time in a while, and the fog clears and the clouds part, it's like you just want to run, towards the goal or towards the mission, because you're finally aligned and you just want to run, right? But we can't always do that. We can't always just run wild, right? Because sometimes it's not appropriate. And my I Ching reading today was about that. So I got Power of the Great turning into deliverance. So deliverance is really about, like, the clouds have been building, and then all of a sudden it finally rains and the tension is dissipated and released, and you're being delivered. It's like it's a moment of grace in a way too. So but whereas Power of the Great is meaning that, whoa, there's a lot of power there, but you better watch out. Don't just let it make you run wild and crazy. Like, I don't know, I've heard from other people in the conscious community that right now, a lot of energy happening, a lot of shifts, everyone's feeling it. And I've heard this from several people. So anyway, if you guys are feeling it, definitely let me know in the comments. Are you feeling this surge of power within you and this clarity and inspiration welling up within you, and just like an acknowledgement of the truth finally? And are you ready to release like all your fears and doubts and all of those things? Are you ready to forgive? And yourself and others, and mistakes happen. Are you ready to just like let them pass and not worry about it anymore? Are you ready to surrender and let go and let God, or whatever you want to call it, the universe, the flow, the creator, the mother, the divine mother? Are you ready to surrender to your higher self, for instance? Give up the reins of having to control. So, I'm not the horse, I'm the chariot. That's how I think of it. I'm being guided, but I can't be guided unless I allow myself to be guided. I can't step through the door unless I allow it to be unlocked and open it. So if we're locked inside and we're unwilling to unlock our innermost dark secrets, what are those secrets? They're so dark we keep them from ourselves. Factionalism, where we have and I see this a lot of times in the woo-woo space, where certain people will talk a certain way, and it's very sweet and it's very loving and it's very kind and it's very too sweet. I don't know, sometimes too sweet. Sometimes I feel a little nauseous by it because it's not integrated or grounded. It feels off. Like, it feels like there's something missing. Under the surface, there's something else going on. And it's like a mask. It just becomes another mask. And so how can we integrate our shadow and our darkness and shine a light on what's going on within us and stop being afraid of it? Because a lot of times we project it on other people, and we find ourselves pointing the finger. But instead of doing that, how can we see them as a mirror reflecting something that we're not willing to look at yet within us? And maybe that's why they're triggering us so much. So when we find that reflection, rather than reacting, if we can, rather than absorb the energy that's coming at us, we can reflect it back. We can accept it without absorbing it. And that's a very, very important lesson to learn, because when you absorb it, all of a sudden you feel small. You feel powerless. You feel like a victim. You feel like you're being attacked. And it takes you off center. It takes you away from your core focus and your core power. And it knocks you off your feet a little bit. But don't let people get in your head. Remember that you are truly the master of your domain, which sounds hilarious if you've ever watched Seinfeld. But you are the one in charge, and it is your job to protect yourself and to seal yourself off from those energies, and realizing that you don't have to do anything to protect yourself externally, although the temptation is oftentimes to fight back, right? And to point the finger back. But that only sharpens the sword against you. It really does. Also, remember this one. If you try to curse someone else, you just curse yourself. Think on that. Even if your mind just considers for a moment what you would like to do to that person because they piss you off so much, just remember that that will come right back at you. So especially with people that are mirrors to you, it's like a boomerang effect. Whatever you toss their way is going to come right back. So in martial arts, it's all about receiving, accepting, and then using their power against them, right? But not against them in a way that it's just, all you're doing is you're just redirecting the energy. You're saying, oh, I'm sorry, this isn't mine. Here, you can have it back. I'm sorry. I think you meant to, I don't think you meant to give this to me. I think this is yours to carry, actually. So either I'm gonna give it back, or I'm gonna throw it, I'm gonna deflect it and throw it to the side. I'm not gonna let it enter my space. I'm not gonna let it enter my mind. And sometimes, here's an interesting one. Do you ever find yourself hearing thoughts that don't sound like you? That aren't you? That is like a much, 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 much smaller version of you, and you find yourself considering what someone else thinks of you, and the next thing you know, you're berating yourself, and you're feeling small, and you're feeling self-doubt, and you're suddenly feeling fear, right? Well, I encourage you, if that happens, to right there, then and there, remember that people can only enter your space if you give them permission. Because we broadcast our thoughts, guys. And if you're tuning into the wrong frequency, you're going to pick up on some dark shit. So remember that you have control to change the dial. So with that, I just want to create the intention right now that I'm going to tune in to a frequency that vibrates and resonates with me today. I'm going to feel calm and at peace as I tune in to this resonant frequency that makes my soul sing, that makes my spirit happy, and that makes my creativity and my brilliance come alive, right? So that's the frequency I'm going to tune in today. And I encourage you to do the same. Blessings and have a good day.